It's stream time.
This will probably burst my eardrums when I turn on the stream.
And we're live! Hello everyone and welcome to the June Patreon stream. For anyone who is not familiar with what these are, I do Patreon streams every month for my patrons. Anybody who is my patron at the $10 tier or higher can get art rewards from me. $10 gets a one-time sketch, and $15 gets a one-time colored drawing. And if you're the $20 tier or higher, you get a monthly commission that you get to request from me. And then you can like save up those and get bigger rewards and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how we do it. If you're interested in that, you can head over to the Patreon. But whatever, we have a lot of these to get through. We're going to do this somewhat similar to how we did them last time, where I'm going to try and get through as many as I can, and whatever I don't get through, we will start up a new stream tomorrow, working on them even more. And since I am helping my good friend Water move into our place this week, my goal is to try and get them finished by tomorrow's stream, which is going to be a lot.
Long streams.
Yeah.
Very long.
If it turns out that I can't get it done, I will be sure to let you guys know what the plan of attack is after that. But let's go ahead and get started and get working on it. Also, I've got my patrons in the stream here with me.
Heck yeah.
Woo!
Greetings.
Hello, citizens.
Hello.
Hello.
I see some beautiful faces on screen. Beautiful cat faces.
Kitties.
Kitty
All the
cat,
cats.
Unfortunately, my phone will not let me mute the stream itself, so
Oh no.
I'm going to hear quiet voices in the background. That's going to be fun.
I suppose I'll start putting together my controller again then, in the meantime.
I've never been to one of these before, so I don't really know what to talk about.
It's alright, we just kind of talk about whatever.
Yeah.
I tend to be a little quiet because I'm working on art, but
Understandable.
Yeah, the first one I was gonna go to was a few months ago. I remember it got canceled for whatever reason, and then like the next one I couldn't make it.
Aw.
oh man.
Yeah, you had to push it back by a week, and I was like, oh, I'm busy, and I was like, okay, I'll get there eventually.
Never get there eventually.
Or I was waiting until
Yes.
I was waiting until I had something for Tennille to draw, and then like I kept pushing it off because I had no idea what to get Tennille to draw.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah. It's okay,
I'm
I have.
having slight tablet malfunctions, but I think I can fix them.
Well, that's
not great.
It's luckily not the
never
pen
great.
pressure. The pen pressure usually means I have to restart my computer, but
Uh-oh.
yeah. Here's the problem, is that I have two monitors and it was reading the tablet as both monitors, which means like what I'm drawing is stretching. There we go.
Oh.
That's better.
I hated that for the first few days I had that like that. It was like, come on.
Yeah, it's like, it makes it impossible. But there we go. Problem fixed.
You guys want to know what I've been up to?
What have you been up to?
I hydro-dipped my PS4 controller.
Oh my god, that sounds like so
And
much fun!
casing.
That's why you're putting it back together.
Do you have pictures?
Yeah, I can send pictures. Give me a minute.
Did it
I have two controllers. One's not an official brand of PS4, so we're gonna ignore that. But the other one is. Starscream, can you move, please? Goodness, boy.
That's such
Only
a
the
cool
goodest boy.
idea.
Well, my color theme in my room is like blue and purple,
Uh-huh.
with like hints of white and black. And so I was also sick of my siblings stealing my controller.
being
Whenever I
like,
wasn't
no,
paying
this
attention.
one's mine. And it's like, haha. Now
You can't
mine
tell the
is-
difference.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Like the complete horror I am, I've been rewatching the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts LP.
Oh, beautiful.
For what, like
Nice.
the third time? It's not as bad as a Tweeby LP, though. I probably rewatched that thing about 6 times.
Oh my goodness. I've
Yeah,
I've
I'm
been
a
kind
nightmare.
of wanting to put it on in the background while I work, the Tweety Let's Play. Cause like,
I mean,
I want to hear
Good.
like our voice acting and stuff. Cause obviously like I experienced it because I was doing it, but I kind of want to hear
Yeah.
it firsthand.
I think you did pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the characters, like, obviously have specific... They speak in certain ways.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Beat.
I just royally messed up a little bit.
Oh,
But that's alright. I picked up my controller while I was trying to put it together a few minutes ago, and I forgot I put the buttons in, so I just dumped them all over the floor.
Oh.
uh,
I'm starting to learn how to draw humans, and it turned out really well.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Why are both of you wet? Are you out in the pool? Both of my dogs are completely soaked sitting in my room.
Oh. Hope you
Oh
don't have
boy,
a
that wet
carpet.
dog smell.
I do have a carpet.
Oh no!
I hear mine barking in the distance at my mother.
Hey, Star.
The only thing I hear in the distance are my chickens freaking out.
Oh,
Aw.
One's yelling at the
I-
other, like, get out of my nest, I want to lay an egg.
Wow, mood.
Mood.
Exactly.
My cat is sleeping
I said
peacefully.
what I said.
explain.
Here, I'm gonna drop the hydro dip stuff into the art chat.
Alright.
You know, I've always wanted to try, but
Most people think that chickens are like such fun and quirky animals until you get one and then realize that you'll never be able to sleep again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'd be the same with guinea hens, too, but I've only had seen babies around, so I don't know how bad the adults get.
I'm guessing it can be
Oh,
Pretty
that is
noisy.
sick!
Ooh. Whoa.
That's so
really
cool.
And so
Oh,
I put a layer of sealant over it so that when my fingers rub on them, it doesn't, you know,
It's smooth.
cause issues.
Good, good. So I was
The
gonna
only
say
issue-
that's-
Awesome.
Go on.
I was just gonna say that, like, that would probably be a problem of the paint chipping away, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really good hydro dip.
The only thing that I'm having an issue with is that the one that's not a proper PS4 controller, the fake, it's the paint kind of got into the button slots on the sides of them,
No.
and so I had to take a screwdriver and I had to just rub away all the paint. But like now that I've done that, the buttons click like they should.
Good, good.
Okay.
quick.
Also, I need to find.
I've always wanted to start like.
Oh, Tennille, she
painting,
looks lovely so far.
Yay!
But I don't want to ruin my
Jasmine!
rocks that I
Jasmine!
have, but I'm still gonna paint on them.
Jasmine!
Don't
Thank you.
care about rocks.
But
I'll get my dog to
Has the
stop
tendency
barking.
to just cut out, so if I just leave with no explanation, that's why.
Oh, for real.
But I
Understandable.
will try to
I feel
come
that.
back.
I need to start work on my Pride Month art.
Oh, yeah.
it is that time now.
all right.
I suppose it is.
Yep, it sure is.
I think I showed a like the sketch version of it a bit ago in the art channel. I'm trying to find it because that might have been like completely made up in my head.
Hey, Tennille,
Yeah.
can I drop a picture of my two dogs chilling on my carpet in my room into the art chat as well, or
Yeah.
what chat should I drop that in? Okay.
Feel free to just put it in there.
Okay, yeah, I did show it. So
They're completely soaked, and that's my blanket off to the left that they are laying on because they put it off the bed.
oh
So it's laundry day.
Melanie.
I love those dogs so much.
no. I love these streams.
Okay, my dog is slipping. No, slip. Here, stay.
So I just finished watching Huela Madoka Magica on Netflix.
Ooh.
Yeah!
Are
That's
you okay?
True. I won't say anything, but
That's
that
a show
was
that can
something
wreck
I was
you.
not expecting.
It's a show that like lures you in. It's like, you thought this is gonna be a fun magical girl show? It's thinking
No.
No.
Oh.
I will admit though, I really do love the concepts in that show. Like,
It's
that's a
really-
really good material to work with.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite anime that tries to like lure you in on false premises is Gekogarashi.
I
It's
haven't heard of that one.
it's these girls that are living in a school and they're part of a club, and the first episode it sets up a premise and then it does what you don't expect, but there's a lot of hints there, and it just kind of throws you for a loop, and you're like, oh, that explains some things of why they're living in the school and they can't leave.
Anyone watch the or read The Promised Neverland?
I watched the first few episodes.
I have friends that read the manga and they said it just wasn't that satisfying of an ending, sadly.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah. They're just waiting for it to be over, I think. That's all I
I
know.
haven't really seen it yet. I mean, is it okay?
I know a lot of people praise it.
Okay.
alright, but I mean, from the few episodes that I've seen.
Okay.
Putting these things back together are so tedious.
Yeah.
I bring my dog to my room now, he wants to lick up. What are you doing? Don't. Are you licking a wire?
Don't. Oh,
He doesn't
no.
do this, so now I'm like really confused. Oh, he
Did
wants
someone
tape.
slather peanut butter on there?
No, actually I think he just wanted to eat the duct tape. I don't know.
You said that right as I was mindlessly chewing on my headphone wire, and I'm like, wait.
Just like,
Hey!
Discovered.
Yeah, my dog doesn't like being locked in my room, so he tries to lick the carpet, and I don't know why.
My cat likes to lick
Lick your what?
my nose. It's very,
Oh.
very strange. Doggy!
It looks like I'm gonna have to scrape away some more paint because the options button is not fitting in.
Oh no!
Oh.
Well, it's not like I'm damaging anything. I'm just peeling away.
Yeah.
So I just take the flathead screwdriver that I've been using.
You are very patient.
I think
I like to tech stuff. Like, I enjoy taking things apart and putting it back together. I was that kid that tore apart the remote all the time.
I think I may put my human art in the art channel. I don't
Oh, Bambi.
I'm gonna do it.
Oh, Bambi?
Tennille,
yes.
speaking of Bambi, or, whatever, I think it was Bambi, didn't your video get taken down?
It did. It is currently one of the videos that's waiting for me to re-upload it.
Mm.
I've got.
Okay.
We specifically took it down because Disney claimed it, so we're gonna re-upload it and put it back in the playlist.
Okay. Because I was
It's kind of strict.
talking to my boyfriend about your specifically something you were talking about in Bambi. I believe it had something to do with the dogs and how the one female paint worker ended up working on the dogs for Bambi because of how scary they were or whatever.
Yeah.
And I went to go show him and I was like, wait a minute.
Wait, it's gone.
Video.
Where is it?
As far as like, I'm alright, going through the history of Patreon. Let's see if we can find it there.
Oh yeah, no, it's down for the time being. It should be back up soon. I've just been so busy with other stuff. I haven't had a chance to schedule videos.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I was about to watch it today because I forgot that you uploaded it, and then I clicked on it. I was like, oh, it's not there. Okay, then never mind.
The Aristocats one later.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Cat.
I think I mentioned it before, but watching it, like, for the animation pilgrimage episode was the first time I've ever watched that movie.
Oh my gosh. So crazy
It's
to me.
okay.
There are a few movies that I've never either watched at all or watched entirety, including Little Mermaid, Seven Dwarves, a few Disney movies. A lot of Disney movies, actually.
Alright, I dated a girl, like, a few years back now, but she'd never seen The Lion King.
What?
To be
The
fair-
only Lion King scene was the Lion King 1.5.
Good
Which-
movie,
Oh my
but
god.
I've never seen The Lion King all the way through. I've only seen parts of it.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't seen Lion
Get
King
on that.
until, like, last year.
That's the way I was with most Disney movies until last year, because I like pushed Disney movies away as a kid, and now I'm back and I'm like, I have never seen Bambi before. I want to watch that, so I did last year.
Alright, I fixed the button.
I never
Nice.
really
Yay!
got to but I was about to finish, and then I totally forgot that I was watching Lion.
Animal Crossing.
I have a
I remember-
coworker who he's her husband's 35 and just hasn't watched like any Disney, like none. And she was like, "How?" And he's like, "I'm not in that age. I wasn't in that age group when they started coming out or when they were popular." So she kind of started making him watch them.
As she should.
Yeah.
I got my boyfriend to watch Bad Grandpa recently, and that has been like the funniest moments for me. Recently. It's not a show for kids.
It's not a show for kids.
He's like this super ultra Christian kid. Not kid, he's not a kid, he's a whole adult. But
A whole
ass
keep
adult.
yeah,
Isn't he the guy from Jackass?
who?
The guy who's in Bad
Johnny
Grandpa.
Knoxville is the
Yeah.
star of the movie, and he's dressed up to be an old man, and so he just does like keep in mind when you watch the movie, if you do ever watch the movie, the kid and the old man and the mother of the kid and the supposed father are all actors. Everyone else in the movie are not actors.
Yeah.
So what happens is they have these actors interact with these like people just on their everyday lives, and you get to see the most baffling scenes. And it's definitely rated R. My boyfriend has never seen any of the Jackass movies or anything like that, and his parents were very strict growing up, so he's never played on Webkins or anything like that. So
Webkins.
I took my granddad to go see Jackass. He was not happy with me.
Oh no.
which one though?
newest one, I think Jackass 3D.
Uh,
So he got all that in 3D as well.
nothing like some family bonding.
Nothing like the glare I got from him when the movie was over.
My old grandpa would watch it. He'd sit down. I love Pop Pop.
In game and stream plannings while I yelled, "Blasphemy! Lion King should be a patron movie night movie."
Oh,
we
man.
watched The Lion King! I have not seen it since 2018. I want to watch it again, but I need an excuse.
I like how you remember the date. It was a foggy night on
I
March
watched
23rd.
it on
2012.
Christmas Eve.
Look, it's the Lion King. You remember that shit.
I got the 4K
who you
HD
are.
for Christmas, and I watched it on Christmas Eve, and then the last Lion King thing that I saw was the musical last year, in October.
I remember,
Coco,
hold on a second.
stop. Come here.
I remember when I was a kid, I watched the Lion King 2, and how everyone had a thing for, Kovu.
Come on, baby.
And, not making fun of them because I was one of them. I was like, ooh, Kovu.
Way to out yourself there.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, but like, to be fair, it's Kovu.
Yeah.
Little.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, that may have been because it was last year when I watched that movie, so.
Well, you gotta remember, I was like, probably 8 or 12. I don't know, somewhere between those ages.
I was 16 when I first watched The Lion King 2. Actually, I think I was... But I am still 16.
My initial response was, "Oh, I'm so sorry," but doesn't work like that.
What?
My initial response was just go, "I'm so sorry," but doesn't work like that.
That'd be a bro moment.
My cat's
Confusion.
being a pain right now.
Sorry.
My cat's being a pain right now.
My
Aw.
cat just left me.
I can't.
Nope. She's,
Pity.
my cat is now laying on top of the remote. It's putting a bunch of 4s on the TV remote. We're
So
gonna go to
Tennille.
channel 4,444,000,000, etc.
What?
Can't.
Someone said my name.
I was gonna ask, so how you been holding up throughout this, pandemic and the chaos?
Oh, alright. It's certainly been a time. My sleep
think it's been a
schedule
time
has
for
gotten
everyone.
crazy. I fixed it. It's gotten a little crazy again. I've cleaned the house.
Yes,
Gotten a lot
yes.
of animation done.
Oh, that's good.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's good.
Productive.
Yeah.
It's a little more than I can say. Won't lie, I'm not being very productive.
I mean, I totally get, like, anyone who has a really hard time right now being productive, but for me, being productive is the only way to, like,
Not go
kind of
insane.
keep away from, like, letting my mind spiral, so work it is.
Yeah, I've had a couple issues where I start to panic, and I just sit down, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna have to lay down for a little bit.
Yeah.
One of my favorite. that reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from a YouTuber. Gotta keep things positive. We can't be swirling into spirally vortexes of existential crisis and self-doubt. Yet.
Yep, pretty much.
That's kinda how it is. Especially right now. I heard a snap. I'm not very fond of that noise.
Oh, snap.
A snip.
Yeah. I'm always so nervous working with tools like how I've taken this apart. I'm always scared that I'm gonna accidentally break something that's important.
Oh, yeah.
And Like, whenever I hear snap, even though it's supposed to happen, I still stress out a little bit.
You're
I'm
like, I hope that was accurate.
They told me to make a noise, but I'm still worried. Alright. Wait, that's not the left side. Oh wait, it is the left side. I'm just dumb.
Coco, stop.
You know, a weird oddity about the fake PS4 controller is that it's got a lot more screws than the normal one does, like the true PS4 controller. Like the true one has around 4 screws altogether, and the fake one has 12.
That is interesting. I guess whoever makes the fake ones, they're just not as like efficient.
Oh, hi, Pop Pop.
This one really comes out.
I'm not gonna let you out. Don't look at me like that. I can't let her out because my dogs have like flea treatment on them.
Yeah.
So I can't let her out around them because she could lick it and get sick. And I don't want you to get sick, honey.
Please don't get sick.
But I want out.
You have food and water.
Oh, the torture! How could you?
The thing is, if I let her out, she's probably gonna walk out, look at me, and then walk back in.
I'd be like, wait, it's hot outside. Never mind.
And she just out of my room. I mean, out of my room. Oh, I didn't get to see her until now. Because I finally turned on my computer to... Oh, I love her!
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Cats. I'm gonna play some Pokemon Leaf Green.
Do it!
Valid.
Speaking of which,
I know that game!
Seems like you've been having quite a time.
The Pokemans.
I didn't get to watch the video today. Did you actually
Speaking
beat
of
the game?
Pokemans, this is just a general reminder that tomorrow is going to be the finale of the Leaf Green stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick ass!
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, I got my answer there.
So that'll be happening over on twitch.tv/Sixarite, SCIXARITE. There's links on my channel.
Now I know how to pronounce your name.
Okay, I have a question for you. In the future, do you plan on streaming more Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, I would love to get back to that. It's more so a matter of figuring out when I want to do it. Because it's a really long game, so I want to make sure that I don't stop in the middle of it at any point.
Oh, right.
So, yes.
Future. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I was thinking about it a couple nights ago. It's like, I wonder if Tennille's gonna get back to there later.
Yeah, and the second game is so good. Like, it's so good. There's so much more story and stuff that happens in that one that I think even if people weren't as interested in the first game, there's going to be more people interested in the second game just because, like, there's a lot more story and characterization going on.
Ooh.
And, like, customizability, and the game is harder, but you're given a lot more fun tools to play with, because like it's a D&D story, like it's a D&D campaign. So, you know, in the first Baldur's Gate, you can only like reach a max level of like level 8, and in D&D terms, that's still pretty weak sauce. But Baldur's Gate 2, it's like you can get up to like level 20, so you're like crazy powerful.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't like being weak sauce inside D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Weak sauce in D&D means you're just gonna die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're gonna die.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
My buddy told me.
Sauce Michael here.
That's my current character in the current campaign I'm playing as. I'm playing as a essentially half Tabaxel, half human rogue. But she's very squishy. She's at a level 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm.
Either one of those. And she only has like 37 hit points.
Oh.
So very, very squishy.
Every time I've tried to play D&D, everybody always gets busy or it falls apart because the dungeon master gets upset at the group.
Yep, that's valid.
Yeah, I
Been
had
there before.
I had one case where it was like a joke D&D session, and I think my friends were involving like Shrek in it for some reason, and the DM got upset and left. And the other one was a friend's brother who just didn't like us shitposting the entire time and finished the session and then refused to come back.
Oh,
Wow, lame.
Yeah. But that's also the problem coming into a group of friends and trying to DM and you don't know the people.
yeah.
So it's like it just didn't work out. He wasn't really giving enough details, or he would try to push it along too fast, or he wouldn't step in and push it along.
DMs that like do it at a gaming store, like I have mad respect for them, especially if they can keep it going.
Yeah.
They don't know their players until they start playing.
Yeah, I'm just skeptical of gaming stores. There's one in my town that moved 10 minutes down the road from where it used to be. But I've been there once and it was just, I don't know, gaming stores kind of frighten me a little bit because you don't know who you're going to get.
Yeah, I feel that. Sean and I have gone to play like Friday Night Magic a few times, and the experiences are very much a mixed bag. Sometimes it's really fun, it's really chill, but like if you're with a bad group of people, like it just like kills the fun.
Yeah, the group of people
I know there's
are serious about winning and get upset if they lose even a game. That is a terrible group of people to play with when you're just a casual player yourself. It's like, oh, geez, I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah, I know there's a group at the gaming store in my town. They do like once, well, probably not due to COVID, but they would once a week board games or something. And I only know because one of my old coworkers, my job is essentially a social worker, and one of the families he had would tell him about how they would do this in the town, and they would do board games, and how he couldn't go because he knew the family, but we could go, and just the fact they knew my coworker, I'm like, I don't feel like I should be going. It would be kind of awkward. They go, oh, hey, where do you work? And it's like, oh yeah, I know the guy that, technically your kid's social worker.
Right.
Yeah, I only really found my group through some old high school friends. We reunited, and I found out they were doing a campaign. I was like, actually, I was looking for a group. How about we, I come in later in the campaign, and that's what happened. So it's really just friends that I knew. And that's how we came to be. And then after this campaign, one of the players is going to start a brand new characters, and he's already planning it out. So that'll be fun.
We've got one of those situations in our D&D campaign. After high school and college, our friend group from high school actually, instead of falling apart, got closer, and so we see each other every time we come home and all that stuff. And so one of our players is actually gonna be the DM for the next game.
Nice.
It's funny though because we were told to make a character for a one-shot D&D special. And instead of it being a one-shot, I think we are on our 10th session or our 12th. I can't remember.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So much for it being a one-shot. I made a joke character and now I have to live with it.
I really want to learn the DM, but like I have no idea where to start because like I think my main fear is like how do you scale enemies to your players?
You just don't tell them.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
There is an actual like scale if you have like the Dungeon Master handbook.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if an enemy has a challenge rating or like all your enemies have a challenge rating equal to this, then it's going to be either easy, difficult, gonna kill them, or gonna kill them.
Yeah, I probably need to start reading. My friends wanted to do it, but the issue was they were getting busy with their college, and then one of my friends had some medical stuff pop up, and no one had time to do it. And now they're all, one of them has a job, one of them found a job, so it's like no one has any time anymore.
Yeah.
So.
It's hard. You gotta make time and like set up dates and stuff. Like, our D&D session is tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll be able to show.
Well, part of the problem is every Saturday my friend group watches anime they watch about 5 to 6 episodes every Saturday from like 8 to 10, 11. So that takes up some of the time they have already.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I think yesterday, I don't remember what it was called. It was some furry 80s anime that was not very good.
Are you talking about Thundercats?
No, it was about, all I remember is it was about bounty hunters and cops, and there was a cat girl that could split her tails, and
Beyond?
we have a list where everybody keeps track of all the anime, so I just have to find the Google Doc. Let's see. But I know someone picked it for their birthday. I just gotta scroll down all the way to 2020. Hyper Police.
All right.
Ooh. Hyper Police.
Yeah, someone picked it for their birthday. So, it was a 90s anime, not 80s, but yeah. Yeah. It's an anime that's not that good.
Oh, I'm doing this to myself. For the month, I bought Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun. I forgot how long some of these dungeons can be.
Oof.
Now I actually know like how many floors there are, and I'm like, oh, this has 20 floors. Oh, that's a lot.
I remember reading the guide back in the day and seeing like some of the floors had like 99 floors, and I'm like, why would you want to do this? And so I never did it. Like to get Jirachi and stuff like that, it was just ridiculous. And I'm like,
I have the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team, and I kinda sorta gave up / was on hiatus because I got a Chikorita, and I got stuck at the part with the fire cave. I don't remember what it's called, but for a Chikorita, that's not a... Maybe? But for a Chikorita, that is not a good place to be.
You got to the fugitive plot?
Yes. I mean, I think it was like right after that.
Probably Mount Blaze then.
Yeah.
That's a volcano. Also, until playing it again, I never realized how overpowered Skitty can be in this game.
Skitty?
Yeah, in this game. Skitty and murder.
In the mystery dungeon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just use Blizzard and everything dies.
Yeah, Skitty's really good in the Explorer games too. I remember I picked them as my partner at one point, and they pretty much just single-handedly demolished one of my dungeons. I was like, okay, just let Skitty do everything now.
Yeah, it's the Pokemon that's like, you don't expect it to be good, but it is.
What is it?
Because first I just picked it as a joke because like it's a cute Pokemon and I've never picked them as my partner before, so why not? It's like did not expect that.
It does have that. Yeah, it does have that TM variation, which definitely would help. Because I know that
it learns Blizzard.
Yeah, it learns. One second, let me scroll back up.
There's a lot of weird moves.
A lot of normal Pokemon do learn a lot of weird variation moves, like Blizzard, Ice Beam, Solar Beam, apparently. Yeah. Thunderbolt, Thunder, Shadow Ball.
Raticate can learn Volt. It can learn some. The one that Surge gives you, I can't remember, but I taught it to my Raticate. And then boxed him because he was really bad.
Raticate is really bad.
But I wanted to use him because he was a random shiny, but then I was like, this isn't gonna work. I'm sorry.
Okay. So
I replaced him with Persian.
Let's see, what generation series it was?
Leaf Green, Generation 3.
So 3, okay. Yeah, Thunderbolt, Thunder, Shockwave.
Shockwave, that was it.
Yeah. 60 attack, 60 power, but never misses. Let's see.
Really enjoying the remake. DX. It's really good. A lot of fun. And it made Double Slap overpowered with a certain ability.
Yeah, because what is it? The one that has something?
The ability is Rapid Bullseye, and it makes any move that hits more than once 100% like bypass accuracy checks.
Oh,
I don't know what to say. I'm like that is definitely more than Skill Link.
And even better than that, my partner is always with me is a Cubone who knows Bone Meringue.
Oh.
So we're ready to just murder everything.
I wish that was me.
That was ever since the Mystery Dungeon: The Rescue Team remake came out. I've just kind of been sitting in the back of my mind hoping Explorer remake, Explorer remake, Explorer remake.
Right? Explorers was so good.
I know. I liked all the mechanics and I liked the character selection, but heck, honestly, when they did the remakes, I thought, ooh, they're gonna add all the new Pokemon in the game, but no, they just did a regular remake. Like, aw.
I'm honestly just hoping it's just a pure Sky remake. Like, ignore Darkness in Time, because I love everything that they added to Sky.
Yeah, Sky is like the best.
Speaking of adding Pokemon, are you guys excited for the new DLC Sword and Shield?
Oh yeah, yes. Totally.
I personally gave up on Pokemon with the new games.
But
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The freaking new DLC, the trailer that came out the other day, just good, yes.
Already have a nickname for...
It's so close!
A little disappointed in some of the typings, but I mean, I guess I don't know what else I was really expecting.
I really want to get a Zapdos, first thing. Because I have a really not unique nickname for it. That I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna name it, but I still like the name.
I think I just kind of gave up on the Pokemon games. I bought the DLC. I just don't know when I'm gonna play it. It's just there's not much end game to do, and all the I cannot remember the name of it, like the raid battle stuff is. Last time I tried, it was just so hard to get to them because it was like, oh, just you can't connect here. This battle's already going on, and if you don't have friends that want to play, then it's difficult.
Yeah, for sure.
And then when you don't have an internet pass, that's also
There's really no current end game unless you have the internet pass, which just sucks. So
like I can kind of see why they wanted to put it on a paywall. I can see a few reasons why, but for the most part, why? It's Pokemon.
I also think it's a little messed up too. If you want both, if you have both games, which I used to do up until recently, where I only bought one of them. Is if you want both games with the full experience, you gotta buy the DLC for both the games. So it's a $60 game with $30 DLC, and then that's $180 for 2 games with the DLC, which I just think that's a little whack.
Yeah.
It's like I get why they're doing it. I just kind of wish there was not. But hey,
if you only have one game, it would probably be better because I'm pretty sure the way that they were thinking is it's basically going to be a definitive version.
Mm-hmm.
And it's better than paying for the same exact game for full price a second time.
Yeah, I used to just be really big on owning both versions ever since I was little because I don't really know. I just liked owning both of them. So I didn't do it this one though because I didn't want to pay $120 for 2 games. But hey,
Yeah.
At least Animal Crossing exists, and I'm just hoping they add more furniture soon.
Please, I need tables. I have so many little things and just no tables.
They have so many like little small like really pretty detail items, like like the put on your tables, but there's like a lack of tables and a lack of beds.
Definitely.
I think New Leaf had like 40 something beds, close to 50, and this game has like 20 something.
We need to sleep.
What is going on?
What?
Somebody new asked what is going on.
In the chat.
The stream.
Oh, the stream chat?
Yeah.
I mean, we were just talking about Animal Crossing and Pokemon.
Yeah, and Tennille is drawing
the commission
people's
requests for
characters.
Patreon.
Yeah. The top description.
I keep coming across videos.
That are Patreon that have the 20.
The $20 producer rank.
Or any of the new 15 or $10 tiers. I think where she's doing some of them too.
Yep.
Yep.
I still need to get mine together. I keep finding. Sorry, go on.
Oh, it's fine.
I was gonna say I keep finding videos of people being hooligans and taking soap products and then dumping them in the fountain and then running away.
Oh.
Like, I watched a whole video of someone taking one of the giant things of Gain dish soap, or not dish soap, Gain laundry detergent, and just dumping it in a massive fountain. And
Oh god.
That sounds fun.
No.
It sounds like
I would want to be responsible, but I want to be there.
It sounds like there's like a prank in The Sims 3 that you do that exact thing. So that's all I can think of.
Well, there's a bunch of videos. Like there's this one I'm currently looking at of Ajax, and it's not like I'm even looking these up. They just keep being shown to me.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I can't tell if they're doing this just for the fun of it or if they're doing it out of protest or something. Because there's a lot of them that are just recent.
Who knows why they're doing it?
Oh, I found a screenshot actually. It's like, that's not what I wanted. There's no. I don't know where to put this image that I want to put. I guess I'll put it here. I'll put it in the game and stream planning because I don't. Unless anywhere else better to put it. Or in a minute.
Just put it wherever.
Okay, I'll put in game and stream and planning since we're talking in here and that's stream time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tiny. That is too tiny. 1 second. Let me get a bigger one. You can't see.
I'm only on floor 8.
That does,
Why do I do this to myself?
it doesn't even look real.
No, it's Sims 3, I think. Or is it Sims 2?
It's
Yeah, it's Sims 2.
scary.
That's a screenshot from The Sims 2.
The map is horrifying. No, that's the only thing I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, Sims 2 was.
Oh.
It existed.
That's horrifying. That's gonna give me nightmares now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna stop looking at that.
I'm trying to figure out which of my Lapras's moves to replace with Psychic. Should I do Body Slam or Perish Song?
I never find use for Perish Song.
I'd say, yeah, either one works. I feel like Body Slam probably more so because I don't think Lapras is. I cannot remember if that game has special and physical. Crap.
It doesn't.
Okay, yeah, I get rid of Perish Song.
Get rid of Perish Song or keep it?
I'd say get rid of Perish Song.
Alright.
Especially if you can get Body Slam to paralyze something, it probably will come more in clutch than the one chance you'll be using Perish Song.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one time I used Perish Song, the trainer switched out, like right before the Pokemon was about to faint.
Oh. Perish Song's really only good when you want to force someone to swap out, like in competitive, or there's like one Pokemon left and you just don't want to deal with it.
Just be a little dingus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I don't know why this is taking so long to download, but I just want to get my Pokemon transferred finally because I'm actually taking the time to do that.
Ooh.
I'm biting the bullet and actually trying to use Pokemon Home. Don't know if I'm actually gonna get a subscription or not for it yet, but at least try it out.
Yet to be seen.
I like the concept, and it's actually a pretty good resource, especially if like the Switch is going to be like their main console for like a good amount, like of at least a decade. I can see Pokemon Home being a good thing, especially if with the approach of not having every single Pokemon programmed into future games.
Or at least if they move to a different console, hopefully at least Pokemon Home, they put it on that console too.
Or have another upgraded version, because pretty much that's what Pokemon Bank was anyway for the DS or the 3DS.
Yeah.
And now we got Home.
Yeah, they should have one program, and if they move to another console, have it where it works with that console too. Cross-console something. Can't think of the word.
Speaking of cross-console, I once watched a video of someone who traded and transferred a Pokemon. Like, the farthest it could possibly be transferred from Colosseum on the GameCube to their Game Boy Advance on like Ruby and Sapphire, and transfer that up to Diamond and Pearl, transfer that up to Black and White, transfer that to Pokemon Transfer, transfer that to Pokemon Home, and then transfer that into Pokemon shoot.
We lost track already.
Sword and Shield.
Was it him in JTV?
Yes.
I watch him all the time.
The worst thing
It's entertaining.
The worst thing about Pokemon Colosseum is, like, to transfer any Pokemon you caught, they, of course, had to be fully cleansed, and also you had to beat the game. and it was the only way in Gen 3 at the time to get the Johto starters, which was the worst thing. So you had done a GameCube with an adapter to the Game Boy Advance, and then you had to beat the entire game. And if you wanted all 3 starters, you had to get lucky and have a friend who also had the starters, or you just had to play the game multiple times.
Yep.
Oh, Nintendo, why'd you think that was a good idea?
It is all worth it for my little girl, Chikorita.
Yeah, it's worth it, but oh man, the time put into doing that.
Could sure be streamlined.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that the best Pokemon game was Soul Silver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. Like, objectively, that's the best game. Personally, no, but objectively, yes.
I think my favorite games are the Black and White series.
The Black and White is the first game I ever actually beat.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I did that was ridiculous. I cannot believe how I still managed to do it.
You gotta share it with the class now.
I'll be right back.
I beat Black and White using only my starter on accident.
How did you... How on accident?
I know. I was trying to level up my Samurott to level 100.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I was an idiot and young at that point, and I'm like, I know, I'm just going to go into the Elite Four with literally nothing else but my Samurott. Not even, like, Death Fuel or whatever. And I had, like, I gave it a amulet coin so I wouldn't lose money over it. And I had a lot of max survives, heals. And
I got totally useful.
Yeah, of course I used full restores. And I somehow got to the 4th Elite Four member, and I just sat there like, am I doing this? I'm doing this. And then I
mean, you
Elite
did.
Four.
Oh. Mad
The
lad.
weirdest thing, Samurott wasn't even my, like, Oshawott wasn't my starter. I chose Snivy. I don't even remember how I got an Oshawott on that file.
I mean, you can make fun of me for this, but the first Pokemon game I beat was Moon, and I used a Mewtwo that I got in Wonder Trade, and it never obeyed me, and I somehow managed to just... I mean, it was level 70 when I got it, so it never obeyed me, so I had a couple others that I used, but I basically just used an entire Wonder Traded team.
Wow.
Dang.
It worked!
It worked!
For me, I think my stupidest thing I've done, so when Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire came out, I was in 3rd grade. I was in 3rd grade. And, Slateport, where, you know the part where they have the bike ramp, and then you have to go under it to go to the route?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you could go under the bike ramp, so I thought I was stuck. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I guess I'm stuck in Slateport. I don't know where to go. And I think I leveled up, like, I had a Paloozle, and I think I leveled up to, like, level 50 in Slateport until I realized I could go under the bike path.
Oh, no.
I don't remember how long it took me to realize that, but, I think I complained to my cousin. She's like, you can just go under the bike path. You can just go under the route. And I'm like, no, there's a wall. She's like, no, it's a bike path, Jade.
No, silly.
And then I think I restarted my game like immediately as soon as I realized that because I had no self-control.
You're like, uh-oh, I've completely hacked this up.
I mean, flawless logic.
Got a level 50 Paloozle and not even beaten the 3rd gym yet. What level is Watson in Rubio in 2nd? I want to say like 25? Yeah, his Pokemon are level 22, 20, and 23.
There was the
you
amazing age.
Chance, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But 3rd grade me just would restart their game every like month for some reason. So I didn't beat the I didn't beat the E4 till Diamond and Pearl, where I had a friend that had a Game Shark and gave me like a shiny hacked Mew, and I used that to beat the E4.
You guys are like OGs, and I was the age of 0 when Ruby and Sapphire came out.
Oh, damn.
I am baby.
It's okay.
I'm no longer baby, I want power.
That is understandable.
Do I not have a single max ether?
Maybe.
Okay, is this a poison gym or a psychic gym? Because Koga is a poison guy, I thought.
Yeah, I think if you're it's Gen 3, there was not really that many poison Pokemon, probably, and they probably wanted to avoid using so many poison grass. I mean, look at the, isn't it... Oh, who's the... I know there's a ghost leader that just uses... The ghost E4 person that uses, also poison types. And then there's the fire E4 in Sinnoh that uses not fire types, because there's literally only 2 fire Pokemon pre-National Dex in Sinnoh.
Why did they think that was a good idea?
Hey, here's your choices: Rapidash and Fernape. That's it. We're gonna make a fire E4 member that that doesn't have any other fire Pokemon, because we just thought this was a good idea.
Thankfully, they fixed it in Platinum.
Yeah, they probably did. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm trying to.
Dead.
Let's see.
At least have one more, because they added like 1,500 legendaries, wandering legendaries in that game.
I think that they fixed Flint's team, but I don't know if they fixed the players option.
Okay, so I looked him up on Bulbapedia. Flint and Diamond and Pearl had a Rapidash, a Steelix, Drifblim, Lopunny, and Fernape. Platinum, they definitely did fix it, because he has Houndoom, Flareon, Rapidash, and Fernape, and Magmortar. So, it's also funny, they introduced Magmortar to Gen 4, but they just didn't make it a pre-National Dex.
That's a gross Pokemon. I do not like that Pokemon.
I like the Electivire better of the two.
Yeah. Like, I don't love either of them, but Electivire is definitely more pleasing to...
Yeah.
Okay, I finally got all this stuff set up. So I guess you can't transfer stuff from the 3DS unless you get a freaking subscription, so I just want to bit the bullet and got a 1 month. That's the cheapest.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually interested to see in this works, because I have a power save, so I have some hacked Pokemon in here, and I know I cloned my Marshadow and made a shiny version of it, and I was able to get it in the bank, so I'm wondering if I can get it into Pokemon Home from there. And if that works, I'm gonna be like, I don't know.
I wonder what happened to Pokemon Sleep.
Pokemon Sleep? Yeah, I don't know.
That thing that they mentioned, and then just...
Every time I remember it, it always sounds like fake, and I'm like, oh wait, yeah, that was a real thing.
I wonder if they're ever gonna bring it up again, or if it's just like, we talked about this once, but...
And then it became a huge meme, and now we're scared.
Yeah.
You ever seen those big graphs of trading all the way from the Game Boy to Sword and Shield?
The what?
The Game Boy to Sword and Shield.
Like the transfer?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
going all the way from Red and
Yeah,
Blue to Sword and Shield. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I think you can do Red and Blue with the Virtual Console, right?
I think it was on the... Yeah, it was on the 3DS shop, so you could do something like that.
But the Game Boy games are, like, the first 2 generations aren't compatible with anything else, right?
Yeah, no. Because they changed something either with, like, the stats or with the actual engine itself, so, like, it was just not compatible.
Mm-hmm. Kinda sad.
Yeah. You know what was really sad?
What?
The disappointing shiny changes from Gen 2 to Gen 3.
Yeah.
Those were kind of sad. Like, we could have had Purple Flame Typhlosion over here, and they're like, nah, we're just gonna make it red.
And now we just have, like, naked Typhlosion. Like, his fire isn't even visible 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just looks like an overgrown rat. No offense, Typhlosion.
No.
I have
Have
a
you seen-
history of Pokemon. I'm like either in or out depending on what gen is happening. Like I played 1, 2, and 3, and then then I was out for like 4 and 5, and then I played 6, and then I started 7, and then didn't finish that, and then I have 8, and I haven't started Shield yet.
I think Generation 7 is good. Like, it definitely has problems, but I like it.
Okay.
Got rid of the stupid HM, so I don't gotta waste moves on my Pokemon slots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slaves.
Complained about like the Typhlosion line becoming like shinies becoming ugly. Have you seen like not saying that it's ugly, but have you seen the Colosseum shiny of Quilava?
I have not.
I have not. And speaking of somewhat ugly Pokemon, have you guys seen Crobat in Pokemon Battle Revolution?
I have not either, no.
I'm gonna have to send a picture because he's
I'm closing out that Google search immediately.
There hasn't been a game. Oh, sorry, keep going.
No, you go ahead.
Speaking of Battle Revolution, there hasn't been a game like that on like a home console. Like, this N64 had Stadium and Stadium 2, and then the GameCube had Coliseum, and then we had Battle Revolution. There hasn't been a game like that since on a home console.
I sent a picture of him in Street Planet.
Oh god.
Yeah, but speaking of shiny Pokemon trivia, there's also those few cases where the shiny and regular color palettes got flipped when they went to the next generation. There's a few cases of those, and I think it's kind of interesting.
Like, who?
Like a Smeargle. The original was the more saturated one with the red tail, and the shiny was supposed to be the beige one with the green tail, but then it flipped once they got to Generation 3, and, like, I don't even know how long it took people to notice that. But it happened. And then I think the Elekid also had its colors flipped, but because the shiny's not that different from the original, it wasn't as noticeable. Just little things like that, it's just interesting to me. It's like, they chose to do this. I wonder why. I really do.
There's a lot of questionable decisions in Pokemon.
Is that seriously the model in Battle Revolution of Crobat?
Yes, I'm dead serious. I had one on my team.
It looks like a bad mod someone made.
Oh, why? My man needs braces.
I've never seen Crobat like that, either in the anime or any game.
I put shiny Coliseum Quilava in the Pokemon chat.
You ever seen original
Ooh,
Game
that's...
Boy sprites that are...
Isn't it so good?
It's very unique. It reminds me of, like, a carrot. Like, that's the only thing I can think of when I see it. It's just...
It's a carrot.
Not in a bad way. Just a carrot.
I would take this over the regular shiny that's in the games right now. I would totally take that. I'd take
It's a very, very cool
Quilava.
shiny.
Because I would rather have unique or, like, I mean, over boring, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I think one of the more recent shinies I was disappointed with. I'm really disappointed with the Score Bunny line. It's like you had so much potential.
Yeah.
It's a rabbit, and you choose to do that with it. It's like, why?
They massacred my boy.
Like, I was thinking they might have gone for, like, maybe a black rabbit, like, go for the switch there, because that's appealing, but no, they just go for that weird gray-beige color, and it's like,
Really like the shinies for any of the Galar starters.
I feel like a lot of Sun Moon is probably hit or miss with some of them.
Yeah.
So,
Decidueye shiny is the coolest.
So
one?
good.
Which is
Decidueye.
good, because it's my favorite Pokemon.
Oh.
Litten's shiny's really good.
Yeah.
My
God, I hate Litten.
My favorite shiny is always...
Too bad Litten's dead to me.
I really
I
don't
like
like
Litten, and I like Torracat, and then he evolves, and it's just like, oh man.
Yeah.
You were this
Really?
close. You were so close, you just had to stand up, did you?
My favorite shiny's always been Butterfree, just because the original anime episode was Bye Bye Butterfree. So it's very disappointing they just didn't, have the same color as the anime. Close, but not exact.
Okay. Like, it's on topic because I'm playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but how dare they not have Kecleon Shiny Bee Purple?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
How dare they?
Wait, because the shiny was made before the games even came out with that. Like, where did they get that idea, even?
Spike Chunsoft just out here coming up with the coolest concepts, and Nintendo's like, sorry, Spike Chunsoft, we're ignoring that completely.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man.
I mean, I know up to a certain point in Pokemon, shinies were just like a filter that they applied. So it wasn't anyone actually like picking
It was
colors.
a color palette swap.
Yeah. It was Region 6 that they did that.
Yeah, because before that, because of how the sprites were, they had to just do the color swaps. Or the palette swaps itself.
That's the reason why
which
so
is
many
not
of-
actually a palette swap. It's more of a filter that they just put over the other Pokemon.
Well, yeah.
So, like the ones nowadays are a full-on palette swap in that they're like different colored, but in the older games it's like a filter that they just put over regular Pokemon.
I share a really, really unpopular opinion.
Shiny
Pokemon. Shiny Nidoqueen is not bad. Disappointing, not bad.
What?
Shiny Nidoqueen is not bad.
I'm trying to look it up.
I mean, it's not bad, but they could have done better with it, to be fair.
It's disappointing.
Yeah.
It's at least not a really bad shade of green like they do with a lot of other Pokemon. It's a good shade of green, it's a good color, it's just disappointing.
I feel like in the original shade of green, it was definitely absolutely disgusting. But when they moved to the 3D sprites, it got a little bit better.
Bad green shiny. Espeon obviously, but also not Jolteon, Stantler.
Oh yeah, I can agree. Here we go.
You just look sick.
Okay, so figured out the problem child in that box. So sorry, you're not coming with me because I can't put you in the bank.
Uh-oh. Poor child.
I mean, it's the Duskwing Necrozma, so I probably should have figured that because most of the fused Pokemon can't go in the bank.
Oh yeah. Pokemon has a weird habit of like the older games. They're just like, what if we just do this weird shade of like green, brown, yellow?
Well, that's what I was trying to say. Is that's the filter. That's why so many of them are like that same shade.
Green or gold?
Yeah,
Yep.
Or greenish gold.
Yeah, like you got Ekans, Spearow, Fearow. Rattata's kind of that similar shade. you got the Machamp, Poliwrath, Dodrio, Onix, Muck. Yeah, there's so much. God. You feel like they would have looked at them and went, maybe we should not do that, though.
I think that's the reason why so many of the blue Pokemon are pink in their shinies.
Yeah. That is
not
exactly
to say that
why.
looks bad.
They just took the hue slider and just like, we're gonna do it until we reach pink.
Yeah, because you got Ditto the shinies. Up you go. You go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think we should make them all pink.
I can agree with that.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just like it kind of gets old after a little while. All these blue Pokemon being pink.
Yeah, I'm looking at Gen 1, and you got Ditto, which shiny is blue, Vaporeon shiny is pink, Dratini Dragonair turned pink.
And then there's like the couple like where the lines it'll be like one solid color for the regular colors in the whole Pokemon line, but then they just have like in the shiny one it's like the first two are the same, and then the last one just changes completely. Like, what happened there?
Dragonite.
I'm looking at you, buddy.
Dragonite happens in both ones. I'm more so referencing things like the Azumarill line. Like the first two, they turn to like this sea green color, and then Azumarill's just like over here being gold yellow. Like, where did that come from? It's not bad. But it's just like, how did they get to this?
Turned up that saturation way too high.
Yeah, and sea green just became yellow. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, but in all seriousness, I will defend shiny Dragonite. It'll burn on this bridge.
It's freaking it's inverted Barney. I can't say anything bad about that.
Okay, Barney terrifies me.
It was the memers that ruined it for me. I used to watch Barney a lot as a kid, but it was the memers that ruined it.
No, it's really dumb. The only reason I'm terrified of Barney is because of one night I had a Barney poster in my room at my grandma's house, and I looked over it and it looked like Barney was waving at me, and at that point forward I just couldn't.
He was like, nope.
Like, uh-oh.
When I was a child, I had Space Jam bed sheets, and I had to sleep. The pillow was double-sided, and one side of the pillow had, the Looney Tunes on it, and the other side had the alien monsters. And I could not sleep on the side with the alien monsters, and I refused to turn my pillow over.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Tideo just found a Lickitung.
Man. Though, Lickatung's been pretty good.
I have a friend.
I love your reaction to it, though. Oh man, for Lickitung.
Yeah.
I have a friend who doesn't like Pokemon, but her favorite Pokemon is Lickitung. Lickitung has some wild Pokédex entries, though. Like, really wild. 1 second.
Nasty.
I just looked up shiny Dragonite, and he just looks like one of the dragons from Spyro 1.
I'm just gonna test this out because I have a select box that I set of the Pokemon I want to do this test transfer with. So I'm just gonna do that, and then one day I'll transfer all the rest, maybe. But who knows?
Actually curious to Neil, are there any Pokemon that you have a new opinion of now that you're playing with them in the RNG team?
Oh yeah, like I mean, on a basic level, like I just understand them a whole lot more. I get why, like Abra and Abracadabra or whatever.
Abracadabra, Alakazam.
Whatever. Like I get why people coveted that Pokemon because, like, damn.
like we just got it and it obliterated everything.
That boy knows one thing, and it's how to murder. But also, it's like also an understanding of like, wow, why did they design the game like this? You know, like with Flareon. But you know, like I still like Flareon. Like I'm pretty attached to the Flareon on my team. Like he's been a good Pokemon, even though it's still like, why did they design the game like this? So he doesn't get fire moves, and fire moves use a different kind of attack than what he's good at.
My opinion, there is an equally disappointing Pokemon, Pidove. Could be so good if it learned any physical attacks. Any at all.
It doesn't learn a whole lot, no. But I like the concept of the design, because frickin' we got all these pigeons over here.
Look at all these pigeons.
I love its lore, though, that it literally evolved to be cuter so that humans would feed it food, and in the process it just became so dumb.
Well, yeah, and then the fact that it's even funnier because it evolves into a pheasant, and then those birds are pretty dumb to begin with too. So it's like, especially like if you're trying to raise them in captivity, they're just so good at not living. If I don't know what kind of censorship we're on here, but
my talent not living.
Yeah, because like if you don't have a big enough enclosure, they will literally slam themselves against the edge of the enclosure, and then they'll either die from the impact forces they're putting on themselves, or the others will come and peck at them until they you know. It's like
those are chickens. I'm not. Those are just chickens.
Yeah, chickens
will eat each other. They are cannibalistic. They will eat each other.
Yeah.
Oh, no hesitation.
Yeah, but like pheasants are way worse about it though, and then when they become adults, you gotta put these weird red glasses on the males. Otherwise, all they'll do all day is fight each other. Gotta impair their vision.
Birds all sound like a wild ride, is from what I'm getting from this conversation.
Alright, we are going to take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna give my hand a little rest. I'm gonna go grab a drink. And then we'll be back.
Alright.
Yeah.
it sound like they would close their eyes and they would see the apple, like a photo, and I'm like, no, that doesn't sound real. Like, how do you see a photo in your head?
Well, I can see photos in my head, like specific memories, or like a photo.
Well, yeah, but like it's not like
it's not solid.
It's not solid. Like if your eyes are open, you look at an apple. If you close your eyes, it's not the same. It's more of a you just tell. No,
are we
imagine.
Talking about this?
Yeah.
The how you see pictures in your head?
Yeah.
And how different people can see more or see less?
Well, to me, it's always been like a 3D image, you know?
Yeah, because there's actually... So there's studies done on this. Some people can, if you close your eyes, and I say, imagine an apple. And then, if you can see that picture in your head, like, can you imagine that then being, like, red and sitting on a table? Can you see all the, like, imperfections of it? Do you see, like, the little knob in the top? Is it more photorealistic, or does it take on, like, an artistic style, like a picture you've seen before?
I would say it's a little more realistic, but it feels a lot more 3D, as if I'm looking at a model.
Well, and for some people, like, they can't even get to that first part. Like, they can't see the apple in their head. There's a lot of artists who can't picture things in their head. Like, Disney animator Glenn Keane has said that he can't imagine things in his head. And Ross Donathan of Game Grumps is the same way. I know lots of artist people who have come forward and said, like, that they can't see things in their head.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think for me, like, if I close my eyes, it's kind of like I can tell it's there. I can, I feel it's there, but I don't see anything. Like, it's not like a picture. It's like I can tell it's there. Everything's black, but I can tell there's an apple there.
Yeah, it's so hard to put into words.
When I think of something like an apple, I usually think of like a perfect apple you would see on Google Images.
It can range from like being a cartoon picture of something to like photorealistic. It just depends on the object,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. You're saying that you don't really see images in your head, right?
Yeah.
So when you read a book, or like you're, like for example, you're reading a book and have to like it's telling you what's going on and so on. Can you picture it at all, or is that completely not there? Or
it's like I can picture like a situation. I feel like I don't really, like even like reading the Warrior Cat books. Like I don't remember things. Like people are like, oh yeah, this is how I imagine everything would look like. I'm like, I just saw them as I was reading. I don't really think I worried about too much what was going on. But like, if I read a book, I can imagine it. But it's not like, oh man, I can see the tree exactly. I'm just like, yeah, I can tell what it looks like. I feel it. It looks like that, but I can't see it. It's not like taking a picture and then like, all right, I see it behind my eyes. It's just kind of black and feeling that it's there.
Do you daydream at all?
I do daydream. I have like a friend that will like he writes like stories in his head, and I don't get to that point, but like I daydream. When I go to sleep, I'll think about things and try to write a story in my head, but it's not like seeing a picture. It's just feeling it there, which is really weird to explain, I guess. Like, I know the character's doing this, and this is where they are, and I know they're here, and I can tell they're here, and I can tell who the character is, but there's no photos, there's no actual pictures.
Oh, I wish so badly that Warriors had illustrations, because I'm a slow reader because it takes me a while to form a mental picture,
Yeah.
I know there's mangas, but graphic novels would be pretty cool to see.
Like what they do with Wings of Fire, like, I would love that so much.
I would hope it would be more stylized, though. Like, have, like, it's very, like, an easier way to tell the difference between the different characters and so on, because they're all cats. But yeah.
Like, I don't even care if it's in color, just something, because I will read a paragraph like 3 times over before I can picture something.
I remember what I was gonna say. I actually read pretty quickly because when I was in middle school, going to high school, my mom made me take some writing classes, and she had some hours left over, so I had to take speed reading too.
Speed reading?
Yeah, it was a class on, I don't remember what it was on one of those chain tutor places. Can't remember what it was called. Something with an S. And my mom took me there to learn to write better because I was like one of the few people in my grade that didn't get like an award for English. So my mom got like upset and threw me into tutoring. And she's like, okay, I got like 5 hours left over. Here's speed reading. They're going to teach you how to read as quick as you can, but also to remember and comprehend as much as you can while reading as quick as you can.
I need a class like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a thing where I was checked if I was deaf about like 1,000 different times. It felt like 1,000 different times. It was probably around like 5 times. Growing up when I was a kid, because when I enunciate and I talk sometimes, back when I was a kid and reading out loud, for whatever reasons, I'd miss a bunch of syllables completely. Like, and I thought it was normal, because, you know, I'm a kid or whatever. And I got tested a bunch because of it. And, you know, I'm not deaf, I don't have problems with hearing or anything, but I guess I'm a bit dyslexic sometimes, because I just don't read, and I don't, not sometimes, I am dyslexic, but
yeah.
I just say things and I write things funny growing up, and so I was constantly tested. But they didn't even realize it because I went to a private school that had us way behind grade level. And so when we got to reading and writing, we were pretty late.
Oh.
And so when I got yoinked from that Christian private school, man, it sucked. But I had to go through like a bunch of different classes to catch up with everybody. Oh. And I'm still angry about it to this day. That I was so far behind. I was stuck taking all kinds of cruddy reading classes and stuff, and had to relearn how to pronounce things and so on.
That really sucks. I also figured out what the tutor business thing that I went to was called. It was Sylvan Learning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember they gave you tokens for how well you did, and then you could buy these little prizes with the tokens you did, which was, like, of course, the best part, because you could save your tokens up. I remember I bought a stuffed bear, and they had those little bouncy balls with the little, like, bumps on every single side, and I bought multiples of those. But, yeah, they closed down a few years ago, and now it is a rock church.
Huh. Mom needs help with the cornbread.
Okay. I don't know where that stuffed bear is, though. It's somewhere.
all those tokens that you saved up.
Yeah, bought a stuffed bear, some bouncy balls. Some spy glasses. They were like little sunglasses that had mirrors on the side, so you could see behind you.
Oh man.
Yeah,
cool
those were great, and they also fit over my actual glasses because they were so big.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make ramen. I will come back if you are still streaming when I'm done.
All right. Have fun.
See you later.
Bye. Oh, someone else left too. Oh, welcome back.
I used to think I wasn't a big reader, and then I read Warriors, and I started middle school, and I was like, oh, yep, I'm a reader now.
I'm a reader now. This is my life.
Started with those book series about the mouse, Artemis Stilton.
Yeah.
So yeah, Warriors I love Warriors so much because it changed my life, basically.
Yeah.
My dad was the one that got me my first Warrior Cat book, and it was for Christmas. And he's just like, you like cats, here's a cat book. And I was like, I'll read it one day, and I think it took me like a good year before I actually started to read it, and I was like, oh wait, this is actually good.
This is actually exactly what I wanted. Oh god.
Yeah, I think I was also off-put because there was a book I bought from the Scholastic Book Fair beforehand, and my parents were like, you need to read this book, but you bought it. And I wish I could find it, because I just remember getting really, really mad at the plot, and just... All I remember was green, and it had a dragon on the front of it, but I hated it.
Aragon?
No, it was, I don't remember, like, it wasn't like a well-known... It was like, the cover was green, it had this little small, like, blue dragon on it, and it wasn't anything, like, well-known, it was just... I'm gonna see if I can Google find it. I remember there's being a magic carpet or something, but I might also just have bad memory.
I remember I was really behind in reading, and then I came across Warrior Cats, and I had already actually been watching the YouTube videos at that point before I picked up Warriors, but when I was in school I picked it up. I was like, I'll read it. And then I zoomed right through the series, and that's what taught me to speed read, was because we had 30-minute lunches, and that was the only time I was really allowed to read. And so I would eat through my lunch as fast as possible, and then I'd sit in the corner and read as much as I could. And, yeah. Go on.
Oh, go ahead. You're still talking?
No, I'm good.
Oh, I saw my brother reading them, and, I was just like, this one interests me, and, I went to my school's library, picked up the first book, and I love it so much that basically throughout the year I get my work done as fast as possible, and then I sit so I could just read. And by the end of my first year of middle school, I got the first 2 series done.
Yeah. I remember the first time I tried to read the Warrior Cat book. I was trying to. My parents had one of those exercise bikes, and I was like, I'm just going to read the book on the exercise bike. And no, that did not work out. Because you can't really keep a book still when you're moving like that.
I remember the first book I picked up, and I started reading the first bit of it, was, it was the one with, not Silverstream, Feathertail?
Mm-hmm.
Feathertail, Moonrise, the second book, the one where it's blue and white, the original.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first one I picked up, and I was like, pretty cat. Look at this pretty cat. And I remember I was like, maybe I should start the beginning.
We all know what happens to that pretty cat at the end, though.
Yep. Ripperoni.
Well, bye-bye, pretty cat. So much for that. I finally ordered the Wings of Fire book. So I'm gonna finally catch up with you guys.
Good stuff.
I haven't read Wings of Fire, but I keep considering, oh my god, I should possibly read this. Everyone else keeps talking about it.
So good.
Do yourself a favor.
I bought the first book, but I've had no motivation to read it, and I don't know why. It's just...
Sometimes it's hard to just pick up books. I was the same way. I had the first book for quite a while before I started, but then I started and I couldn't put it down.
Yeah, it's one of those books where you pick it up and you start reading and you're like, alright. But then after chapter 2, you're like, okay, I gotta find out what happens to him, and then you just keep going. I don't know how else to describe it. You just kind of have to sit through it.
It very much pulls you in.
The Broken Code arc has been... I've loved it so much that when I got Veil of Shadows, I literally read it all in one day.
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing that for the past 2 arcs, where I get the book and I'm finished. I hate getting it spoiled for me. Mm-hmm. So whenever I get it, I'll be up till probably the next morning, finishing the entire book.
I just stopped looking at everything Warrior Cats related.
Yeah, that's really the only way to do it. I mean, for me, I absolutely just feel compelled to read it as soon as possible, or otherwise it's like, well, I'm gonna get this spoiled for me if I don't do it right now.
I feel like Scholastic should have a section of their website that, you know, lists every single book they've sold over the years. Just for me. Please. I need to remember this book because I know where it is, but it's in my basement in a box with other boxes on top of it. And if I go to search through the box, my dad's gonna go home and be like, "What? Why were you digging through the basement?"
I think the only Warrior Cat book that has actually made me angry, though, I haven't read Spy Leaf Shadow or Spy Leaf whatever, and then Leaf Pools whatever. But the only one that's ever actually made me angry is actually Squirrel Flights. Squirrel Flights makes me so angry.
Just because of how StarClan treats them and puts them on trial and all that?
How StarClan treats her, and then Brampleclaw, or Bramplestar, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, it just makes me want to punch him.
Yeah.
You ever seen Pluto's Judgment Day?
No.
It's a really creepy Mickey Mouse short.
Are you talking about the...
Basically, you might as well just picture Squirrel Fly and Leaf Pool like that.
Yeah, like isn't that the one where Pluto gets left with Minnie, and Minnie he keeps perceiving Minnie as someone trying to kill him?
No, he's Pluto's treating cats badly, and then he's kind of like in hell, and then they put him on trial, but it's like very unfair and one-sided.
No, I have not seen that, so I'll have to look that up.
Sounds very much like Squirrel Flight's book.
Yeah. It was just so wrong. Like, how dare they treat my girl like that?
Except it's the opposite way around. It's a dog being put on trial by a bunch of cats. You wanna know which book got me angry?
Which one?
Which?
2 books, actually. Thunder and Shadow and Shattered Sky, because I just wanted to kick 1 star.
Yeah.
That's
like,
fair enough.
What did he do to you? Or what did you do to yourself?
Yeah, I really don't
One
like
Star's such a mess.
Like, where's One Whisker? Where's that guy?
Oh, he died.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad when you go back to older books and you see One Whisker. It's like, I miss this guy.
That is completely understandable. I'm also going to drive myself nuts trying to find this book, and I am having no luck. Google's like, do you mean Wings of Fire? And I'm like, no, I don't mean Wings of Fire. Please, work with me here.
Then you also go back to the first book, and Grandpa says that tonight's my first night. I was an apprentice, and now he's the oldest cat to ever live in the entire series.
Oh, man.
Who do you think's gonna die first, him or Blossomfall?
Ugh. It better be Graystripe. I'm so sick of Graystripe.
Yeah, I guess you can put Bumblestripe in there too. I keep forgetting he's his son.
You take them all out at once.
Yeah, I really don't like Blossomfall or Bumblestripe, man.
Yeah.
They're both pretty awful people.
Briarlight's who you want to strive to be.
Yeah, Cribble.
Yeah, she was the first one to go. You hate to see it.
Yeah, that was a painful, painful scene.
Mm-hmm.
I totally understand the Jade Feather Briarlight shift and all that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pretty good map I saw for Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 20 levels attempted to just go in my basement and search through the box, but I know it's not gonna go well.
I took a break from Warrior Cats around the middle of Dawn of the Clans, and I came back around when River Fire was the newest book. And when I came back and, I saw Briar Light, I was like, what?
No! Briar Light!
She's so young!
Yeah. We're all like, kill the cats! There's too many cats! Kills
No, not
Briar
that
Light.
one.
No, not that one!
Not that one. Not the cripple.
Yeah.
It was the only variation we had.
Kill Grey Stripe, let him be with his friends again.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Alright.
We'll kill Greystripe and put him in the Dark Forest.
Well, I don't know, the next Super Edition is about him. Maybe he'll finally die in that.
We can only hope. We can only
Give him
hope.
some closure.
Does anyone ever listen to a song and then they're like, I like this song, and then they listen to it on repeat for an entire month? Because that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And unsurprisingly, both are from
You
Kiwi.
need to come onto the stream to call me out.
I did that with Masterpiece Theater 3. When the Five Giants was when I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
But no joke, right now I have both Lullaby for You and Someday just tabbed.
Good stuff.
I started listening to Mariana's Trench because of that map. Like, I literally got the whole album that song's on and put that on repeat.
Okay, the only book cover I can find that sort of looks similar, but I'm not even sure if it's the same book, is The Dragon Princess. But the plot of that sounds good, so I'm not sure if that was the book I hated. It's gonna bug me.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I've returned as well.
Welcome back.
Man, the world is just on fire.
Hasn't it been for the past couple months?
I have a theory that the first half of the year is very bad, but then the second half is like gonna be amazing.
Hopefully.
If
I hope
only.
so.
If only. We can only hope.
Think positive.
I was reading something about how we gained actually 8 years to our calendar back in like 1500 like the
That's supposed to be
1500s
like
or something.
2012.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 2012. And I don't know if you guys remember 2012, but I do.
My sister
Yeah,
was scared.
we all
Like,
thought the world was gonna end.
My sister was scared the night before, so like I sat with her and comforted her the whole night, just to make sure, oh no, it's not gonna happen.
My sister took me out of school and took me to an aquarium. And so we spent 2012, the day the world was supposed to end, at the aquarium.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I remember 10th grade, so it was like 2010 for me. There were these upperclassmen talking, saying how they were just not worried about school and they weren't worried about failing or not doing their classwork because the world was going to end in 2012 anyway, so why worry about school?
That worked out for them in the end.
Yeah, I never talked to them, so I don't know how stuff's life's going for them now, but yeah.
I graduated high school in 2012.
Same.
I was only in 6th grade, I was halfway through.
I remember all the
6th grade was a real good year for me though.
the seniors would write like the quotes and stuff, and they'd hang it places. Specifically for me, they'd hang it in our lunchroom because it had an overlook from the second floor. So they would have things like "The world's not ending, we're just graduating," and stupid things like that.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm just like, please stop. I'm tired. I want to go
I'm
home.
so tired.
I'm so tired. Please stop hanging things like from the balcony that I have to see them when I eat lunch.
Your jokes are bad and you should feel bad.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Our school just did senior quotes.
We wanted senior quotes, but they wouldn't add them in the yearbook, and I was on yearbook, and yearbook wasn't bad, but I had a teacher who wasn't even my teacher who made me cry because I air quotation mark apparently insulted his program for volunteering. So he decided it was a smart thing to do to yell at a 17-year-old.
Oh man.
Yeah. Had to teach. He had a hey, sign a piece of paper and you can do volunteer work, help you get into college. And it made no sense that the seniors didn't have first pick, because in my head I'm like, shouldn't seniors need it more than freshmen? Mm-hmm. And he admitted that the way he picked who volunteered where was whichever teachers turned in the paperwork first was how he just went in order. So if your teacher just didn't have to run it down to him until the last class, you wouldn't, he kind of said you wouldn't get in. And I'm like, well, the ones I volunteered for was I wanted to do something with a nursing home or a and I got picked to do cleaning a park. And I'm like, I don't know how this is what I picked. It's nothing similar. And he's like, well, if you don't want to volunteer, then just give me your paper. Mom told me to talk to a counselor because she agreed, seniors should have first pick. I talked to the counselor. She's like, well, I'll talk to him. She talked to him, and then I had to go to his classroom to interview someone for yearbook. I get to the classroom, and he's like, are you Jade? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, how dare you essentially badmouth my program without talking to me first? And I'm like, I did talk to you first. You told me to give I just wouldn't volunteer and just give you the paper back, and I told you no. He just yelled at me, 17-year-old, just yelled at me. And I'm like, this is grown man in your 40s, 50s yelling at a 17-year-old. Yeah, and then
sorry, go on.
Oh, and then it was really bad because all the other teachers and other people I would say hey, Mr. So-and-so of the that does the farming stuff for this the agriculture classes yelled at me, and they're like, that doesn't sound like him. He would never do that. Maybe he was having a bad day.
Well, and then whether he was having a bad day or not, it still happened.
Yeah, and then it sucked because he got hired by the state of Kentucky to put his program into make it statewide, the volunteer thing. And I was like, oh. He was worried I was going to badmouth this program, and this 17-year-old was going to ruin his chances to get hired by the state of Kentucky to put this program statewide.
Sounds like the greatest idea to yell at them.
Yeah, let's yell at a 17-year-old child. Good.
We've had several people fired from our school and our school district for stuff like that. I remember a vice principal of the county school got caught at a student's party drinking and on a Snapchat video and stuff of her partying with the kids. And then she got moved to another school instead of fired.
Oh god.
Yeah, that happened. I had an art teacher I had a blind friend back in my art class, and she couldn't see the video on the board because she's blind practically. She's legally blind. And she said, that's fine, I'll wait for you. Ended up failing her for 3 assignments that required looking at the board, even though she clearly said that it would be fine. And she did that. We had a teacher scream and grab a kid by the collar of their shirt and yell at them. They got fired. And then there was a couple of misconducts. How do I say? The should have been 18 and older kind of conducts happen in the Riverview school across the street, and then they got moved to our school. So we've had some stuff go down. To say the least.
Just went to jail.
I worked as a substitute teacher for a little while after college at my old high school, and man, I was always kind of on the side of people when they're whenever they have bad teacher stories, I'm always like, that probably happened, but teachers aren't that bad. But no, being a substitute teacher and being back there and listening to teachers literally shit talk their students after a traumatizing event, happened at the school, I was like, wow, some teachers are really just here to power trip over kids.
I had so I'm an ESE student because one, I have issues with reading and concentrating because I have really bad ADHD issues. And I had a teacher that was in charge of looking after people with that have problems. And she was just the meanest human being I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Why are you working this job if you just hate kids so much? Like, I really don't understand why some kids do that. Or not kids, people do that. Because they work a job they know they'll hate. It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
I've never had a bad teacher except for my middle school choir teacher. Who was probably the worst person I've ever had the displeasure of knowing. She wouldn't yell at you, but she was the most passive-aggressive EOS I have ever met in my entire life.
Dude, relate. My choir teacher, too, was so passive-aggressive and petty.
7th grade, I had pneumonia to the point where I had to take 2 weeks off of school because I could barely breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was still doing choir, and I gave her a doctor's note saying I can't sing or else I'm going to pass out. That same exact class, she's like, why aren't you singing? And I'm just sitting there like, what did you do with a note?
Yeah.
I wasn't even talking with anyone. I wasn't reading. I was following along with the music, and she called me out for not singing when I had pneumonia.
What I can't stand is unreasonable teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I've also had teachers who specifically liked they paired students, I guess, and so they would sit you in pretty much every class next to another student that they think you'd work together well with, and what I mean by that is probably be a couple, and that ended up working not in my favor, I gotta say.
I literally joined the voice chat just long enough because I want to tell a bad teacher story.
Good, get in here.
Alright, so my sophomore year of high school, we got a new chemistry teacher for high school. And they're like, she's been teaching high school for 7 years, please welcome her. We're excited to have her. She should be a good member of the team and stuff. And what they didn't tell us is that for all of those 7 years of teaching high school, she taught at a different fucking high school.
Okay.
Sorry, I cursed. I did not mean to.
No, that's
but she taught at a different high school every year that she had worked as a teacher, and it became very obvious why.
So they were just rotating her.
Well, but this was at my private school, so they needed a teacher. She was probably the only applicant. They fired her after 1 semester because she was so bad.
Oh my god.
She very specifically targeted certain students. I remember I was sitting right next to a friend, and she and I would raise our hands consistently together. She was a bit more unsure and trying to keep up with the notes, and she would always try to call on her, while she was trying to take notes and trying to pay attention and trying to be active, and would berate her when she was wrong. And then there was another girl that she decided she didn't like who was very competent, but so you and your lab partner are supposed to write the same things on your things. That's what she told everyone. Write your same lab reports with your lab partner. So, same lab report written. That girl that decided she didn't like got a 68, and the other got a 94.
Wow.
Just so blatantly.
So blatantly hateful.
Well, I mean, and the girl she decided she didn't like was having back issues that year. So she had a rolling backpack, she was getting a bunch of surgeries for, not polio,
scoliosis.
Scoliosis. I always think I'm saying the wrong name for that one. So she was getting a bunch of back surgeries for her scoliosis. So she had a pillow in class. She had a rolling backpack. Some days she was absent. These normal things. And she just decided she hated her.
Wow.
And then our replacement teacher came from the substitute teacher pool for the next semester. And the funniest thing to me was that her name, the replacement one, was Miss Stickler.
Miss Stickler.
And she was the sweetest person you have ever met. I mean it. And she worked so hard for everyone.
Please tell me she made jokes about her own name.
She didn't particularly, but like we all kind of did because we would call her by the wrong name.
We had a teacher.
She kind of laughed a little bit about it, but she worked so hard, and like because the chemistry teacher was teaching both normal chemistry and AP, like the AP class was so far behind, and she got everyone up to speed. Like by the end, and the AP kids all passed the exams. Like, just mad respect, but also what the fuck to that one teacher.
I had a teacher named Mr. Finger, and at the beginning of class, he would ask you if you can come up with an original nickname for him. You get extra credit on your final.
Oh.
The first day, and the amount of names that came through are incredible. I just remembered sitting there and going, "You guys are real creative."
Those kinds of things are fun. I enjoy teachers like that.
Yeah. He was a cool science teacher.
Okay, I actually have to dip, and keep just watching the stream. But I had to come in. I had to come in and tell while I took a break. Back to it. Talk to you later.
Farewell.
Can I tell my teacher story?
Yeah.
So one of mine actually didn't just get fired; she went to jail, and it was really unfortunate because she was actually one of my favorite teachers. And it was my art teacher back in 8th grade. So it was my last year of middle school. I'm just leaving, and it was like the springtime, so school's almost over. And I hear that she got arrested and fired because she was like in a secret relationship with some kid in my grade.
And a bounty of nourishment.
She was in a secret relationship with some kid in my grade.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, like physically kissed him, and
no.
Of course, his name didn't come out. No one knows who it was because he was a minor at the time.
Well, that's good. I'm glad they protected him.
Yeah, and I was like, are you kidding me when it happened? Just all those years, and this is what happens.
Yeah, we've had some messes like that in our school year too. But we had a teacher that had been working for our school for a long time get arrested for multiple accounts of molest and all that stuff. He was our karate teacher, and he was really creepy. To me, he was. But everybody else liked him, and I just always felt like there was something wrong with him. And then, lo and behold, halfway through the year, he suddenly pooled, and I was like, oh, I was right.
I knew it.
I'm backtracking.
Should always trust your instincts, kids.
Yep.
I'm backtracking ever so slightly, but I figured out what the book I didn't like as a kid was, and I'm also realizing why I didn't like it was the second in the series, but it was Dragon's Breath by E.D. Baker. And I understand now why I didn't like it is I jumped into the second book and did not know what was going on.
So you were like, what the hell?
Yeah, because I just remember going, what are they doing? Where are they going here? Who is this? Okay, I guess I'm stopping now because I don't know where anything is. I just remember looking at the book and going, oh, the dragon's cute. And getting it because the dragon was cute.
I don't know if it was Tennille or Moon Kitty, but one of them said something like, it was like when they started with Midnight.
Oh yeah, I started with Midnight.
Yeah, that was the opening.
They were talking about all the stuff that happened before with Firestar and Tiger Star, and I was like, what?
I had like this really, like, she wasn't old, but she was like ready to retire when I was like in elementary school. And she like would draw the exact thing, and it would always be something like this in like the middle of the field with like a half of a fence in the middle of nowhere. Like, we had a practice room. She'd literally like cabinet So.
I had a, oh god, this is my senior year of high school. I had an economics teacher who just would not lay off of the art students who were in her class, and she would constantly make comments like, you know, oh, well, I know you art kids are going to have trouble with understanding this, so let me break it down, and just like be a real patronizing bitch all the time. And like, I walked out of her class one day because I was just like, I can't do this anymore. It's like, I'm basically a straight A student and an art student, and you're talking like this to us. How dare you?
I remember no one liked my school's art teacher because she was really, really short, and she was also not very nice. I remember one person, he did something. He did a project, and the teacher didn't like it, so he waited like 20-30 minutes, and then she was like, oh yeah, this is good, and took it. And she had like a bad problem that you'd ask her, hey, how is this? She's like, oh, it's good, turn it in. You turn it in, you get like a B. And I'm like, okay, why are you telling me it's good and then giving me a B? If you're saying like there's something else I can do, I should be getting an A. And then she's like, well, no, you could have done this. I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, it's like, give me that feedback.
But no, it was like, oh, it's good, turn it in, I like it, and then you get a B. I'm like, oh, this is stupid. So, I don't even remember her name, but everybody made fun of her and would throw things on the ceiling because she was short and couldn't reach it, which was mean, but she was also kind of mean to students.
She also kind of deserved it.
Yeah.
I once had a memorable lesson in my middle school history teacher, when we were talking about imperialism. He made one of them was me, and he made me and 3 other people come in the middle of class and play Hungry Hungry Hippos, because you just want more. That's how we learned imperialism.
Okay.
I don't know why, but it's just something I really remember. It helped me.
Yeah.
I learned it. He was a good teacher. He was a good teacher.
Hungry Hungry Hippos is a
Finding
good
stuff
game.
on the ceiling, that reminds me of something that I think happened in my sophomore year. It happened in my human anatomy class. I don't remember if it happened that year or the year before, but in the classroom someone had thrown like a rubber rat at the ceiling, and it just stuck there. And so every time you'd look up at the ceiling, you just see this black rat like in the corner of the ceiling. It's like But yeah, that was an interesting thing. It's like, and it never fell down, so I don't know if it's still there or if it ever fell down. But in that class, it never fell down, so I don't know what happened to it.
Maybe they kept it up as a piece of history.
Maybe, who knows? But then there was also another time where someone threw a pickle at the ceiling in the cafeteria, and it took like 3 days for it to fall off.
Oh God!
I don't know what was what pickle juice that pickle had, but it
well,
stuck for 3 days.
I less so am concerned about how sticky the pickle was, more so concerned about how sticky the roof was for it to do that.
I don't know.
Tennille,
Yeah.
did you notice how close you were to 100k subs?
Yeah, I keep getting closer and closer.
Yeah, it's just that, like, you know, I've never seen you say anything about it. I'm just like, are you not even paying attention to your sub counter?
I mean, I don't really look at it a whole lot. I just notice it every once in a while. I'm like, oh, it's getting closer.
Are you gonna do a when you reach it?
I don't know. Like, I don't even know what I would do that would be special. Like, I don't know.
Also, I know you have a lot of things you do, but I keep, like, hoping, could you just speed up Animation Pilgrimage so you can get to 1978 and Watership Down? I just want to see it.
We're getting so close. So close.
I read the book last year and, you know, watched the movie and the miniseries. I loved all of them. It was just a good book.
That is definitely
Thanks
a
for
big
watching.
one that people are excited about us getting to.
Oh well.
Greetings.
Hello.
Hello.
Ramen Kid is back. What's going on?
The chickens are screaming again.
Wasn't a dream.
Chickens would fear me. I love chicken nuggets.
They don't care what you like. They will chase you down. If they don't like you, they
I don't care
will.
if they do either. I will eat them.
But
Not
they have
raw.
many on their side.
They do.
I've played Legend
Alright,
of Zelda.
guys.
I know how to handle that. Just
I'm
down
pretty
and
sure
cry.
the cuckoos take out Link every time.
Alright, I have a question for y'all. Would you guys rather fight 5 chickens, or 5 zombie-sized chickens, or 10 zombie-sized chickens, or never mind, I screwed up the line.
I was gonna ask
Screw it.
10
You're trying to ask.
zombie-sized chickens or 100 chicken-sized zombies.
Yes, that's the line.
I was gonna ask what constitutes
I mean,
a zombie size.
Honestly, I would go with the chicken because technically we already have chicken-sized zombies in the baby zombies, and I don't like them.
Baby zombies are the worst.
That was a reference towards Minecraft Story Mode. In
Actually
the
like
first
that.
lines, it asks you if you would rather fight zombie-sized chickens or chicken-sized zombies.
Okay, that explains why I didn't get it.
But the only two games I've played with, like, you know, the whole choose your own story kind of thing were Until Dawn and Life is Strange.
Life is Strange is pretty good.
Yeah, it was Until Dawn. I loved it, but oh my god, it stressed me out.
The Wolf Among Us is also really good.
Like, I accidentally got Ashley killed. I was a fan of her, and I literally couldn't play the game. I literally stopped playing the game for a week because I felt so guilty.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a really hard time playing games where, like, you get to choose whether or not to be the good guy or the bad guy, like Second Son Infamous. Where you choose to be the good guy or the bad guy. And it just makes me feel bad when I'm the bad guy. So I just always play the good guy route.
Understandable.
For me, choosing to be a good guy or bad guy mostly boils down to how much I like the other characters in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless, you still get to see, never mind, I probably spoil.
There was a what was it? The Netflix Carmen Sandiego when they did that choose your own adventure thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of it where you can the character Julie or Julie, I can't remember. You can essentially not tell her what you're doing, and me and my friend were like, okay, let's go back and see what, you know, leaving her out of the loop is. And the way you do it is just so inherently mean. We couldn't actually finish it because we just felt so bad that we're like, you know what? No, I don't care what that ending is. I'm not being this. Literally, you lock her out of the building on the roof, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not locking this woman on the roof.
Why does it have to be so mean?
Yeah, it's not even like you walk past her and you lie. It's just like, I know where they are. Follow me. And she follows you because she trusts you. And, no, you just lock her on the roof. So mean.
Yeah, I mean, that's another problem with a lot of these, with those types of games, is that, like, if you're going to do the mean route, like, it's never it's never like, you know, you're mean by being, like, a little deceptive or something like that. It's just like, no, you're straight up, like, a monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also felt really out of character. It just, like, okay.
Yeah, it's, like, so ridiculously inhuman.
It's like, here's your choices. You can either you can either compliment them, or you can just push them on the ground and destroy all their hopes and dreams.
Right.
I'm sorry. Zwa just said, rolling on the floor laughing. They say video games cause violence. Locking on a roof is mean. I'll stop playing.
I'll stop playing.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Stardew Valley. Now I want to be a farmer.
Stardew Valley's such a nice game.
Yeah, I play Stardew Valley, so now I gotta get my pitchfork and attack someone.
I gotta go into mines and bring a sword with me and kill some monsters.
Yeah.
And then drive to the desert every day and mine for iridium.
What are you doing?
I've also been playing a lot of
Thanks, Shayna.
I also played a lot of Breath of the Wild, so now I want to go jump off high places and hope to God I float down with something that's like a paraglider.
God. Hell no.
Yeah, I'm never gonna do anything like that.
Also, speaking of video games, I'm still salty that Persona 3 beat Xenoblade Chronicles in the Patreon poll.
It's definitely one we'll still get to eventually.
It's just that, I just want to hear the music.
Yeah.
I just want to hear your reaction to the entire game.
Another thing I'm salty about is the fact that Last of Us 2 was pushed back by 3 weeks. 3 weeks!
Oh.
It should have been out by now. I'm so upset. I just want to play some Last of Us. Sit through and cry and feel morbidly upset.
I can't look at anything Last of Us related because the leaks kind of ruined like everything, and now you can't look anywhere without.
I've been avoiding everything. I can't look up Last of Us at all. Like, I went to go find out, like, you know, I already have the date written down for when it was originally supposed to come out last month. And when I found out it wasn't at stores, I was like, what do you mean?
What do
and
you
that's
mean?
why I found out they pushed it back by 3 weeks.
Oh.
So, I'm very upset. I
hope it is not as bad as people are afraid that it's going to be, for the sake of people who are really excited for it.
Yeah. Like, The Last of Us, the first game was really
Last
good.
of Us 2.
Oh, yeah. I saw gameplay and Ellie was swimming. I was like, oh, she swims now.
She learned.
She learned. She grow.
Oh my God, I'm sick and tired of dragging you on a raft.
Cardboard raft, keeping you above the water because you can't learn how to swim.
The games that I always like, they are very hard to they're always hard to convince people to play because people usually don't want to play 120 hours of literally just reading. Because visual novels.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like, it's
different
good,
strokes
but
for different folks.
yeah, it's like
God's here.
they are, but it's like, how do you convince someone like, hello, this is a really good mystery game, but each chapter is about 20 hours, 16, 20 hours. Please read it. And people are like, that's a lot of reading. I'm like, yeah, but
it's worth it, I promise.
I promise. It's mystery, and there's friendship, and please, I beg. And everybody's like, no, it's too long. And I'm like, that's fair, but it's good.
Please, I just need someone to scream with.
And then there's people that are like, oh, I watched the anime, and then I sit there and I'm like, no, the anime's bad. Pain.
I'm waiting for
It's like watching the Harry Potter movies before reading a book.
I'm waiting for my bookstore to open because I love the Beastars anime so much that I'm just gonna get the manga and read that.
It's Neil?
Oh yeah.
I think you missed the marking on the nose.
Marking on... Oh, yep, you're correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I saw it and I'm like, is she gonna miss it?
Thank you. Yeah,
No problem.
I do that sometimes.
Oh, everyone does. It's fine. My own characters sometimes. Honestly, same. It'd just be like that.
If I upgrade now, would I still be able to get commission for this month or no?
Commissions will... Anything posted now will go to next month.
Okay.
The closing spot was 2?
Yeah, 2 today.
PM Eastern?
Yeah, just checking.
Yep, always good to check in.
It's crazy how, well, I just completely forgot what I was gonna say, never mind.
Never mind.
I felt that.
I hate those moments.
I was like, I had a train of thought and then I lost it.
Choo-choo, trains left the station.
I'm watching a what if video though on Warrior Cats map. About like a bunch of what if scenarios. Instead of Rusty joining ThunderClan, he just never came.
I saw one that what if it was a Scourge that joined ThunderClan and Firestar was the leader of BloodClan.
Didn't you do a video on that, Neil? And you said that like Firestar would never go down the same.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was more of a, like, you know, talking about, like, the themes and, like, the characters and stuff, where, so, if Firestar and Scourge did switch places, the idea is that, you know, a lot of people say, like, oh, well, you know, obviously then Scourge would take a similar path as Firestar, and Firestar would take a similar path as Scourge, but, like, the idea is that, like, that just means that they are passive in their own story, and that, like, their own personalities don't take any,
like, don't matter.
Yeah, like, don't matter. Whereas, like, you know, Scourge and Firestar have different personalities, so, like, things wouldn't play out the same.
Essentially, like,
If
it
they
removes,
just
I guess,
swapped.
the age. I guess it like removes the agency from the characters and just puts it in the narrative more.
Right, exactly.
The thing I was talking about, though, it was a Tumblr post, and, you know, it was a bunch of switch-ups for everything that, instead of, it was Squirrel fighting Leaf Pool, switched places, and, Tawny Pelt acted like Hawk Frost, and Hawk Frost was River Quinn's medicine cat.
Yeah, AUs like that are always fun. I know I've actually got a drawing a blank video I'm going to talk about in AU.
Oh, yeah, I said it wrong, sorry. I mean, Mothwing was Hawk Frost, and Hawk Frost was Mothwing, and Tawny Pelt was Brambleclaw.
Okay.
Dad's using the water hose outside and it's very, very noisy.
It'd be interesting to see, like, someone actually do a Firestar Scourge swap places, but take their personality into, like, account, where Scourge is more focused on, really focused on taking Tiger Claw, Tiger Star down, and it just gets more destructive than it should be because he's so focused on revenge.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but, like, Tiny has such a, like, a victim complex. Like, like, you can see even, like, in the beginning of his manga, like, you know, he has been bullied his entire life for being small, but also, like, he takes that extremely personally. And so, like, that would also carry over into his story as well.
One thing
It kind of reminds me of Tall Star.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's like plenty of ways you could take it where it's like, you know, Scourge, either Scourge, Tiny, whatever, could come out of that scenario being a better cat, or he could still end up being like the kind of villain that he is.
It'd be interesting to get, like, some sort of story where you get the character that's supposed to be making a positive change to something, then turn out to be the villain just because, like, even though he did a good and got rid of one villain, he's still not good himself.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Well, anyway, on that really interesting note, I think we're gonna end this stream here. And we'll be back tomorrow, probably around the same time. No, not around the same time. Earlier, because then we have the Poke Monday stream.
Yes.
So we'll be back tomorrow earlier, maybe closer to like 2 o'clock.
Oh, that's actually perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good with me.
I've been working from home, so it makes I can be there, thankfully.
Nice. So yeah, we'll aim to be back here tomorrow at 2, and I will continue working on these. Thank you guys for joining me, and see you tomorrow.
Farewell.
Bye.